The wilderness attracts people seeking peace, solitude, and connection with nature. But sometimes, venturing into remote locations reveals that you're not as alone as you thought. Today we're examining 6 genuinely disturbing camping encounters captured on camera moments, where outdoor adventures transformed into experiences these people will never forget. From unexplained sounds to dangerous confrontations, these recordings document what happens when camping trips go terribly wrong. Encounter 1. The Quarry Swimmer. On May 21, 2025, solo traveler Eleanor uploaded footage from what should have been a peaceful wild swim in a Dartmoor quarry. Eleanor documents her quiet explorations across the UK, typically finding beauty in remote locations. On this particular evening, she planned to scout the area for potential wild camping, while taking a refreshing dip in an abandoned mining quarry. After navigating deep bogs and marshy terrain, Eleanor discovered the quarry a hidden gem surrounded by jagged rocks and overgrowth. Despite the eerie atmosphere and complete isolation, she decided to swim. The water was cold but manageable, and for the first few minutes, everything seemed perfect. Then the sounds began. Strange noises echoed from the upper ridgeline, rhythmic, mechanical, like something being pumped or dragged. At first, Eleanor assumed it might be a nearby camper setting up equipment. But the noise didn't stop. It repeated irregularly, always distant but close enough to be heard clearly. It sounded like heavy breathing or machinery, neither of which should exist in such a remote location. As darkness fell, Eleanor struggled to find her way out. The marshy land that led her in now felt like a trap. She second-guessed every step, her boots soaked, genuinely lost for several moments. The oppressive feeling of being watched never left her. Later that night, safely back home, she compared the sensation to another abandoned mining site she'd visited, a place she vowed never to return to. Both locations gave her the exact same feeling, dread, as if surrounded by invisible eyes. Encounter 2. The Bridge Screams. A content creator known for laid-back fishing and in-real-life streaming experienced something that transformed a peaceful kayak session into a police matter. While kayaking near New Braunfels, Texas, he approached the base of a bridge when a sound cut through the normal ambiance of nature. A sound so disturbing it changed everything. Screaming loud, frantic, and coming from directly under the bridge. His first instinct was confusion, quickly turning to concern. He began calling out toward the sound, asking if anyone needed help. Other people nearby acknowledged the noise but seemed reluctant to get involved. That's when he made the decision to report it. The strangest part? The moment he called out, the screaming stopped completely. It was as if someone had been silenced. Whether it was a victim suddenly stifled or someone realizing they'd been heard, that timing weighed heavily on him. He called emergency services, providing detailed information, then climbed the embankment to investigate himself. What he found was both unsettling and inconclusive. Signs of someone living there, scattered items resembling a makeshift shelter, but no person in sight. No voice responded when he called out again. No sign of struggle. No trace of whoever had made those agonizing screams just minutes before. The silence that followed his calls felt intentional, as if someone had deliberately stopped making noise the moment help arrived. Encounter 3. The Desert Discovery. On January 11, 2025, a couple documenting their off-grid homesteading journey in the Arizona desert made a discovery that potentially turned their dream property into a crime scene. Coyne and Victoria had just purchased 20 acres and were excitedly exploring their new land when they stumbled upon something that made them immediately call authorities. First, they found 2 Mexican peso coins dated 1992 and 1998, lying in the dirt near a dry wash. Unusual, but not alarming. Then came the child-sized Puma backpack, old, partially buried, and clearly torn. The front pocket was shredded in a way that didn't look like natural wear. Nearby, they discovered a small child's shoe, sun-bleached and partially disintegrated. All 3 items were located in roughly the same area beneath a large tree. Then they found the bone long, smooth, and curved, possibly a femur, small enough to potentially be from a child. One bone appeared to have a clean cut, as if made by a blade. This stretch of Arizona lies near known migrant routes, where many attempt dangerous desert crossings on foot. The presence of children's items mixed with what may be human remains suggests a possible tragic connection. Later, they called the local sheriff's department, and a deputy agreed to meet them. With no identification, no clear explanation, and no closure, the discovery continues to weigh on them heavily. Encounter 4. The Lakeside Inferno. A Turkish camping couple known for cozy, cinematic camping adventures experienced one of their most terrifying moments while testing a brand new inflatable tent at a remote lakeside location. What was supposed to be a perfect night of fishing and relaxation turned into a fight for survival. After arriving at one of their favorite spots, they set up their new tent as strong winds picked up. They brushed off the weather initially, assuming it would pass. By morning, they were having breakfast outside when disaster struck without warning. The tent caught fire. An inverter system connected to their power supply appeared to have overheated or malfunctioned, igniting the synthetic tent fabric. Within seconds, flames spread along the material. Panic took over as they rushed for the fire extinguisher, but the tent's internal pressure caused the structure to collapse inward. There was no time to think, only act. Thankfully, no one was inside when ignition occurred. But had they been just minutes slower getting out, this video could have ended tragically. They fought the fire with everything available: water, extinguisher, even sand. In the aftermath, they stood stunned. She cried, not just over lost gear, but the realization of what could have happened. It was the first and last time they would use that tent. Encounter 5. The Haunted Apartment. While not technically a camping encounter, this investigation by paranormal explorer Morozov represents one of the most intense documented experiences with supernatural phenomena. Known for fearlessly exploring haunted locations across Russia and Eastern Europe, even Morozov admits this apartment may have pushed him too far. The apartment had a notorious reputation: shadow figures, objects moving independently, strange voices, and sudden temperature drops even during summer. Previous tenants fled, and neighbors reported hearing growling through walls. Armed with multiple cameras, EMF detectors, and thermal imaging, Morozov entered late at night seeking contact. Almost immediately, his thermal camera detected irregular temperature fluctuations between 22 degrees Celsius and 2 degrees Celsius within minutes. Tapping, creaking, and voices too soft to understand filled the recordings. Microphone analysis revealed faint whispers that seemed to respond to his movements. A shadow passed across the hallway behind him, caught briefly in camera reflection. As he set up trigger objects, the front door cracked open and slammed shut on its own. Crashing noises erupted from the kitchen plates shattered on the floor that he hadn't touched. Lights went out. Static screamed through his radio equipment. Whatever inhabited this space was intelligent, reactive, and far worse than any ghost he'd filmed before. Encounter 6. The Daggerwoods. Entity. On May 19, 2025, paranormal investigator Lamar Menz returned to a Nova Scotia forest that had physically and emotionally scarred him during a previous visit. Daggerwoods carries a legend dating back to the 1700s. A man allegedly murdered his wife with a pearl-handled dagger and disappeared into these trees. Locals claim his spirit merged with something ancient already existing in the woods, creating what many call a Wendigo or the Howler. Lamar believes this entity attacked him previously, and now he's returned with collaborators to confront it directly. During exploration, Lamar felt something touch his back, cold, deliberate. He spun around to find no one behind him. Chelsea, his medium partner, began panicking, saying the woods felt dead, as if all life had been drained. Using thermal imaging and night vision, they spotted something dark between trees, tall, pale, humanoid, matching the figure from Lamar's previous photo. Then came the howls, guttural, layered, like multiple voices stacked together. The sounds began distant, but soon circled the group. At this point, they made the call to evacuate. The energy was too intense, and something was clearly being provoked. Lamar ended the investigation, stating clearly, "It's still there, and it doesn't want them to return." The Wilderness warns, these 6 encounters represent genuine experiences from people who ventured into remote locations expecting solitude and found something far different. Whether facing unexplained phenomena, dangerous strangers, or life-threatening emergencies, each person captured moments that fundamentally changed their relationship with the outdoors. What makes these recordings particularly compelling is their authenticity. These aren't staged productions, they're real reactions to real situations. The fear, confusion, and determination to survive are evident in every frame. These people went camping, seeking adventure, and instead encountered experiences they'll carry forever. What's your most unsettling camping experience? Have you ever felt watched in the wilderness? Share your stories in the comments below. And if these terrifying encounters left you wanting more, subscribe for additional investigations into what lurks beyond civilization. Because sometimes, the scariest things aren't found in cities, they're waiting in the places we go to escape.